Subaru sleeping with Carson. Safety disclosure is don't do anything that's dangerous. Don't do anything that I've done. Do everything that you want to do the way you want to do it, not the way I did it. Don't get in trouble. Be safe and wear safety protection.
There'll be several sections where I am talking and several sections where there is complete silence. Don't worry about adjusting your volume. I'll be back to talking shortly. I have a 2018 Premium Crosstrek. It has the option package 14, the power moonroof, eyesight, driver's assist system, and also the popular package number 3.
The first sleeping platform I attempted was a simple one. It was 2 parts, and it basically just filled that gap between the folded down rear seats and the front seats. I think it worked really well, though I did have, of course, that issue with the part of the cargo area closest to the hatch kind of filling in that space. So that led me to create a new one that kind of elevated the platform and made everything level, which I liked as well, but then it cut down on the cargo space. So I made a different platform that works really well. You can still see completely up the back. It folds out, does everything the first two versions did, but it also has these little flaps to kind of swing out and cover the gaps that my kids would normally fall into while we're back there sleeping. Installing it's fairly easy, and the first section goes in, and then this bottom section goes in, and you just kind of nudge the two together. And it can fit myself, who is 6'3", in the middle, and then my kids, who are just about to turn 8, they're twins, on either side. We are snug and warm, and it's great for sleeping in the cold or mild conditions. Here's my attempt to max out the Subaru with some walking sticks. I got some chairs, a little shade shack, 3 pillows, some hats, a camping chair, a cooler, and some firewood, and my stove, my recovery kit, solar shades, my camera, the sleeping platform, 2 kid seats, 2 sleeping bags, make that 3 sleeping bags, and our air up mattresses, our clothing, and some water. As far as loading it, of course, you'll have to get rid of the net and the cargo cover, and these you'll have two hooks, a little cinching up, and when you're getting it up there, you can kind of swing out those little wings, and it'll hold it in place. I'm kind of leaning against it right now to hold it in place. I always forget exactly how it goes, but in the end, it fits very well here. You can still see out the back, and it's ready to be loaded. So I'm putting in my recovery kit here, and then comes the little shade shack, and then I have my single sleeping bag. I need to get a stuff bag for that one. And then I have, I think I'm going to be putting in my other 2 sleeping bags here, jamming those in, and then let's see what comes next. Let's see, I know we get it all in here. Let's see, our 2 1.5-inch Kelty self-inflating mats, that water, which I'm going to use a different water container later. That's our bag of clothing, and I think these are our folding seats. There's 2 of them for the kids, and I also have 1 small camping chair, which I use, which I'll bring here in a minute. I found this little kind of a cinching vise type, kind of almost like a reusable zip tie thing. You just kind of get 2 ends together, and then you just push it together, and it clips into place. So I think my camp chair must be somewhere else. There are my hats, and there's the picnic blanket, waterproof picnic blanket I like to use with the shade shack, and it all fits. Along with the kids' seats, which just go in the back seat, and we're ready to go. So this picnic blanket works really great. When I arrive to the campsite, I can just lay it out. And look, there's the pillows and the cooler and my stove and firewood container. I put it in the passenger seat. I forgot to note that. And the kid seats go here. The next step is to get everything out of the car and onto the blanket, so I can maneuver the sleeping platform and lay it into the car, and then go back and load everything else into all the nooks and crannies available in the car, so everything will be inside. Again, like I said, in the near future, it would be great to get one of those storage containers for the top of the car, because it really would help in not having to move every single item around when I need to put up the sleeping platform. After you unhook the platform, you kind of have to take out the one section, which is for the rear forward, kind of halfway, set it to the side, and take the the other section that's in there, and you got to kind of turn it over and push it back in a certain way. So you'll have room to unfold it and then push it forward, and it slides over and fills that gap between the back seats and um, uh, the seats that have been laid down. And then there's the lower section, which easily folds out, and you just nudge it up against the other section, and it's ready to go. After I have the platform in, I always like to put in these chocks just in case. Plenty of room in the car, ready for sleeping with an adult and twins. This camp chair setup is really nice. This one small camp chair I have that I sit in, the green one, it folds up really well. It's very low, close to the ground. It's very solid. You can actually push on those two little side bars when you're getting up. It doesn't topple over to either side. And these other two kind of fabricy, soft, collapsible ones, I'll sit in those too. They're very comfortable. You can set them up to any kind of leaning back or straight up sitting as you want, and it's good for the kids too, and it's easy to take with you as they fold flat. All right, now it's all set up. I'm going to take a seat here. Yeah, it sure is hot out here. Can't believe it's so hot already. Well, I like the Shade Shack. I like the picnic blanket. It's a really good setup. Well, I'm going to try these other little chairs, and then we'll move on to jamming all the rest of the items into every single crevice left in the car with the sleeping platform down. Here we go. All right, I can put the recovery kit right here. I push the seat all the way forward, and the recovery kit goes right there. Next, I think I'm putting in my firewood and stove, and then the cooler and the camp chair will go right here. Now all that's left is my camera bag, and then the rest of everything pretty much gets jammed in the driver's seat. The area that I put the water bottles down here, I'm actually going to replace the single water bottle setup with these 2-gallon containers, and I can actually fit quite a lot of those in the car. And now it's all said and done.